This week I'm headed to the desert to chase desert muleys with my bow. I'll be hunting with my buddy OT.
What do you got there, bud?
Deer killer.
The deer are few and far between, so I'll lean on his expertise as we seek to dig a few mule deer out of the lava flows. We will encounter new critters on the landscape, conduct some predator control, try not to step on any rattlesnakes, and hopefully locate a giant.
Keys to finding some of these mule deer is good glass and big glass. Looking into some of these flats long and far, you know, some of this desert country is low density deer, so glass until your eyes bleed, as they say. Alright, I just spotted a bunch of does about a mile out there, mile and a half. 4 or 5 does, and it looks like a buck just come up over. Looks like he's got a good frame. I'm gonna hurry and get the spotter on him. We're gonna try to go get a closer look at this buck. I mean, I have a Swaro 115 here, and it's hard to see, so he's a long ways away. Steady tripod, and it's still a little shaky, so. Alright, we got them found. They're about 1,100 yards out. Big 3x4. Like big frame 3x4. Like nice deer. I mean, if he mashed, he's 175 on both sides. Alright, so we got him here on the old mag view, which this thing's pretty cool. But anyways, big frame 3x4. Got a good front left, big boxy, long manes, big left back, and just a 3 on the other side, and his front fork's not awesome, but he's just big framey. Just a nice deer. One that we'll definitely want to watch, and it's hour 1, hour 2 maybe of day 1 of the hunt. But yeah, I think this is one we gotta watch. You can see on his right side, it looks like he broke in a fight. But like, you want to kill old and mature, and it looks like to me that he's broke, but he's big, old, heavy buck. So we're gonna go up, look at some new country, come to a new spot, you wanna look around. It's something about seeing new country. So we're gonna head up there, go see if we can see anything else, and then maybe come back and stalk this deer. So that's kind of the plan so far.
Rumor has it there's a giant broken buck in the area. I received the photos from a local cowboy, and I knew I wanted to get a better look. The photo was snapped the day I arrived, and with the rut in full swing and wandering bucks, I knew we would have to cover a lot of country in hopes of relocating him. In the meantime, there's plenty of oryx to look at, a species implanted in the 1960s by New Mexico Game and Fish. In addition to all the oryx, there's a plethora of coyotes wreaking havoc on game species, so we're going to take out a few of those when the opportunity arises.
What do you got there, bud?
Deer killer.
Just doing our part, saving the mule deer here. Weigh it real quick. What's it weigh?
30 pounds.
30-pound dog. Woo! All in a day's work. Now we can get back to hunting mule deer.
Oh, right there. That was right through his heart.
We're on our way over to find another deer and shot another coyote. So protecting the fawns, and we're looking for deer. We got some deer tracks, so saving the deer one coyote at a time. 2 coyotes, 0 deer, but 2 coyotes. We saved, how many deer do you think we saved over the course of a year?
Oh, 6 or 8 probably for sure, if not more.
Yeah, there we go. 2 down, 2 to go.
2 down, 2 to go.
Oh. Well, I guess it's warm enough for baby rattlesnakes to be out. Dude, I told you you're a freaking rattlesnake attractant.
I don't like
Dude, I've never seen him until I started hanging out with you. Oh my gosh, that thing's scary. Listen up. These lava fields are tough to hunt. Number one, you gotta watch out for baby rattlesnakes, but two, there's just a lot of dips. You can't get anywhere high, so you've gotta almost like dip and curl and go quiet and just try to pick up all these corners and all these little crevices and crannies. It's tough stuff. Like, I've never hunted mule deer quite like this, and this terrain is definitely challenging, especially with low deer densities. There's something in there. I said, oh, it's probably freaking oryx. Oryx everywhere.
Well, you rode into town.
Everywhere we look, there's an oryx. Like, we got really excited. Like, oh, there's a deer. It's just an oryx. Kind of a slow afternoon. Slow on the coyotes. Slow on the deer. Just a few does. It's golden hour now. It's pretty beautiful here in the desert, but no deer. Gotta be here somewhere. There's just so many places for them to hide.
I was a fool in love with you. Your lies were deep and cruel, but I swore that you were true.
2 coyote day. We need a big buck though. But you know what's kind of fun about this is that when the deer hunt slow, you see coyote, it doesn't matter how big it is, just bow. Predator management is pretty fun. Lots of oryx, a few deer, a few coyotes. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
From your candy mouth, sweetest words poured out.
Well, day number 2. See if we can turn up the buck from yesterday. If not that bigger one we're looking for. Haven't seen him yet, but we're gonna go try to find him.
One day I awoke to find that you had gone.
Alright, well, we got those does spotted first thing. 4 does. There's gotta be a buck right there. This is right where we saw him yesterday. Keep looking. Oh, they're running. There's the buck right there. Yeah, that's that buck from yesterday.
As I look down at a frame, it held a picture of you, a picture with no name. And I keep it by my side.
See 2 new bucks. One blew out of here. No idea why. I don't know if they smelled the coyotes in our truck or what the heck happened, but tore off, left his does. Tell you what, one thing, they must not be rutting too hard if he left his does, which is a good thing because new bucks could be in here. We're gonna give one more glass to our south here and get some new vantage point, look over some different areas. So that's what we're gonna do. Mirage is pretty tough right now. About 1,000 yards and beyond. You can't see, it's just all miragey. There's a little forked buck right in a couple does, but I just think it's warm. The bucks just aren't moving and cruising. We just gotta keep grinding, keep going, try to turn something up. Well, it's a goofy looking buck, huh?
He's a wonky guy.
He's like broke on the right and his ears are like flattened down. OT's telling us that that's what they do when they think they're hiding.
Their ears.
But our deer don't do that up north. Let's go kill him. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Only your wife would be happy if you killed him, I think.
I could go home and she could give birth.
Yeah.
We're sending my wife pictures of coyotes, and she goes, I want to see a dead buck so you can get your butt home.
During the afternoon lulls, my thoughts gravitate towards my wife. She's at home chasing 5 kids while 38 weeks pregnant. With the birth of our 6th just weeks away, my anxiety levels are all-time highs.
We went to chase a coyote. There's a big buck, like the perfect 4-point everywhere. Stud shooter, no doubt.
There's a doe looking this way. She's probably 150 yards. What the heck just happened? All of a sudden we're on a freaking stud. We're talking like 170, mid-70s stud. Gonna keep inching our way forward. They know something's up. The buck's like... He's right by that green tree just below it. Dude, that's a freaking giant. Like giant. Like, if he's not broke, 200 typical. Do you think I'm crazy? Dude, his frame's unreal. He's bigger Mexico. He has a bigger frame than my Mexico buck. Dude, his right front is giant. His 2 backs are giant. He just doesn't have a main beam or a left front. Like, unbroke, he's 200 typical. No question in my mind.
Are you gonna just try to keep inching forward?
Yeah, until he goes over that hill. And if he doesn't, I'll be closer.
Yeah.
It's a giant. So they all bedded down, facing us. There's no way we're gonna be able to get in here. Wind's consistently going to the north. So we're gonna try to back out and go clear around and come up over the top in hopes that there's no deer bedded on the other side. I think it's a better chance than us going straight at them. They could be bedded all night. We don't know. It's a gamble either way. But the biggest thing we gotta do right now is sneak out of here without getting seen, which is gonna be tough. The wind's bad. Wind's terrible. They were facing. The only chance I had is if they got up and fed. They look like they're bedded down for the afternoon. Yeah. They don't look like they're getting ready to get up.
No. So I think we get in the truck because the scent, we get over there, the smell's gonna
like, stick it to us. I think we get in the truck, drive back around there, get on the other side, get the wind better, and you can get in there, and you might be able to get him.
Let's go. Let's try to kill him. We're gonna reposition and try to get on it.
Here we go. We're gonna go kill this deer. But first, we got the wind right. We're above him now. We're just gonna go straight to him. Cross our fingers there's no deer between us and him. Come up over the top, hopefully come at an angle so we still stay out of the wind. Sneak an arrow in there. I think he's 400 yards right there. So I can see that little 2-point bedded, which means they're probably all still bedded. That green yucca right there, he's 5 yards to the left and then on the other ridge. Calm as can be if we can get to that lip. And that 2 point's either gotta disappear before we can get closer or they feed right into us. I mean, we're not getting closer with that 2-point right there. So let's get a hair closer, we'll go slow. I can see that little buck bedded. He's 70 yards. So if that buck, all he's got to do is come up and stand on top of the ridge. We can't get any closer. It's just not. We can't. So we've got to wait for that buck either to get up and head down and we can sneak closer, or they've got to come to us. About 80 yards on the other side of the hill. Peyton saw the tips of his antlers just walking across the hill. Hopefully he comes. Stupid 2-point held us down and we couldn't move. At one point we saw the buck's antler tips. They must have headed down that way because they're like 300 yards away right now. We couldn't do anything because that stupid buck was on us. So, walk of shame. Got to 80, couldn't do anything. Kill him in the morning. Alright, well, it's day number 3 of the hunt. It's the next day after we stalked that buck last night, so we're looking for him right now. He wasn't the spot he was yesterday. But doesn't mean he's not here, so we're checking as far east as we think he could have went. And then we're gonna head back, and then we're just gonna have to kind of hike into every nook and cranny really slow till we can see where he's at, or better, they should still be up. So we're just kind of glassing here, making sure that he didn't head southeast, and then we'll go back and head a little bit south, because the trajectory he was at yesterday, he could have went south and been in one of those little lava lips, and this country's so hard to see, as I've been saying the whole time. So we're just gonna try to dig him up. So that's the plan. Just hike and glass slow, because you get into these lips and you can only see, 50, 100 yards in front of you, so you just gotta go slow and quiet. So I don't think he's here, so let's head back. We just found him 559 yards up on this yellow ridge over on this plateau. Take this off and maybe look at him through the spotter. We're just gonna get closer to see what this buck does, and we'll be in striking range for when he settles down for the day or whatever he's gonna do. He's got one doe just pinned down on lockdown. I got some mag view footage of him, but it's so shaky in this wind that I wish I had a little better footage for you guys.
Yeah, I'll be able to stabilize them with fine.
It's so shaky though, you can't tell if it's in focus or not, because my eyes are like. Anyways, we'll go after him, and we'll put the mics on so we get some good audio. We'll go down there and kind of get a better look. I came up over this bluff to kind of see what's going on, and freaking he's staring at me like he saw me in spook. He was too far away, didn't know what it was, but the does were chilling. He was like face bedding right at me, so if he stays bedded right there, I think we come over the top and assume the wind stays good. It blows up over the top of him, and we're never gonna get to him right here. Like he's 8 does facing me, and he's facing me now, and now he kind of see me here, so I think we need to go all the way around and come over that bluff. We'll go back to OT, mark him, and then make a different game plan. So alright, so we're within 600 yards or so of this, where this buck should be. I can see the doe bedded on top of these black rocks. I'm glad I took the time to glass, because now we need to dip and go low and come up over the top, but it should get us in a good spot. Like, this buck's bedded good. We just gotta stay out of the way of that doe up on there. We should be in the kitchen soon. Alright, I'm just gonna ease up over this lip and see if I can locate the doe. And just go super slow and quiet. We got a snowstorm blowing in, and wind's still whipping. The bucks are all up, and this little buck's feeding towards us, so we're trying to hunker down and see if we can get that little buck out of the way so we can make a play. Okay, we're gonna make a move and go up over the top and see if we can drop down on it.
He's moved off, and it looks like he's kind of might be inching this way. They could literally come right there. That 2 points kind of coming this way. Quiet, right to that lava in front of me. But you can't make any noise. They're close. Like they're like 70.
I didn't have time to range him either time. I had to guess every time. If I moved, he'd have blown. I shot for 20, then 30, and I was low every time. He's a little farther. Gosh dang it, that was a major screw up. That was the worst bow hunting I've ever done. I should have just taken an extra second every time and ranged him. Let's gather up my arrows and I nicked him. Oh no, I didn't. It's the first shot. Gosh guys, that was bad. Like, I'm ashamed. I didn't think I had the time to range him. Now I'm looking there, there's no way he could see me. Oh, he was already bleeding before he got here. That was OT. He just called me, said he's got him on the road down there, standing. Anyway, here's blood. I don't know. I think he might have hit low.
He couldn't even, he almost tipped over.
Well, then he's hit better than what I could see. He didn't.
Now he's running after him.
He's pushing him up that top.
Are they going over?
Yeah, they're going over.
Okay. Walking?
Yeah, he's kind of trotting. How? He almost tipped over and fell over.
He could have some adrenaline in him. We'll go. When he tops over there, we'll go grab some stuff and we'll use that way.
He went like this, almost tipped over and then just chased him and ran after him. He almost tipped over and died right there. He went.
When he come running right here, he never stopped. He stopped over here looking at you guys with his butt to me, and then he turned around.
He literally
and loped.
went over and he went. And then they took off and he took off after. That was probably one of my worst archery moments. Like the worst I've ever done. Like,
It happens to
I'm
everybody.
disappointed. Like, did not range him, but that doe had us pinned. And I thought, I'm not gonna be able to range. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to draw. I certainly can't range if I can't draw, is what I was
Right.
thinking. And if I just would have, I'd smoked him. I shot right underneath his vitals. When he came up to the plateau after I hit him, he almost tipped over.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
couldn't
this.
see him. Did he come
Up eight.
up over the top?
Yeah, right in front of
See, I was looking at the little buck over here. I couldn't see.
he almost tipped over as soon as I hit him. All right, it's been about, what has it been, 2 hours since we shot him?
Stretched out too big.
Well, he almost tipped over, like I said. I thought he was going to tip over, so we're going to go over there, see how much blood's over there, and see if he made it over the fence or not. So,
Yeah, but wait till you
fingers
get
crossed he's dead and we hit a little long. Blood right there next to him. Well, we got good blood. It's up high and low on the brush, so that's good.
Look at all they're up here too. I bet this is where we fought one.
Yeah, that must have been where he almost fell over. We're just getting a little bit of blood, but this is where he was rutting the doe hard after he looked like he almost fell over. We found the fork he's with. Embedded just to the right is the does. I have no idea if he's with them or what. Wish we had your spotter now. Dang it. See the dew point. He's looking at us. The trail went cold and I picked it up over there around that corner over there. Into right here, there's some good fresh blood. Peyton will show you. And it keeps going. I mean, looks like some rich blood there, like a little heart long. I mean, obviously not heart, but long. It's fresh too.
That's good. Started.
All right, he was right there at 79 yards. I didn't know he was with a bunch of does. The does blew me out, and he followed him through that crack right there. There he is, right there.
Yeah, there he is.
I had him at 79. I was trying to get closer. I didn't know he was with a bunch of does. We're to this spot. There's last blood right here. Right here in the grass. We're gonna mark it on a hunt stand and come back here tomorrow because we're a long way from home and a long way from the truck. I don't know this country. I got a track I can go back through, but hopefully we can hit this road and shortcut back. I haven't had anything to eat or drink since we started this, so I'm starting to wear out, but there's a wounded animal, and quite honestly, I'm pretty disappointed in myself, like very disappointed. I can do better than that. Have done better than that. I just made a few errors, and it happened. It's bow hunting, but buck that big and work this hard and come this far, it sucks. But pick the trail back up tomorrow.
Words can't describe the totality of my disappointment. Hunting has been a lifelong passion, and not making a good shot on this buck was soul crushing. But when you start having kids, family becomes much more important than the biggest of mule deer. And what's worse than missing a big buck is missing the birth of your child. Swayze has come 2 weeks early, and I was 14 hours away in New Mexico. I knew it was a gamble committing this hunt with the birth of my sixth so close. At this point, I knew I owed it to the buck to track him and spend the remaining days looking for him. But in the back of my mind, I knew I was wanting to see my wife in New Edition. With each step, I was hoping, praying, and visualizing that we'd find him.
Well, kind of a tough night. We've all had them as bow hunters, but we're gonna leave the trail where we left off and see if we can pick up his track and some blood and track him down and kill him if he's not already dead. Let's go. So before we called off the search yesterday, I found this track. We're right back to it, and we're all convinced it was him. He had to have been close before we had to pull off the search. So got it marked here on hunt stand, and we'll keep following it. We're in this lava rock stuff now, and we're kind of guessing a little bit if that's his track or not. We're out of blood at this point. He's leaning heavy on the one right leg and leaving his dew claw on a big print, and he's not putting any pressure on the left leg, so that's how we kind of know it's him. But we're out of blood, we're out of soft dirt, we're getting further away from the truck, so we're gonna get to one of these high glassing points and pick it apart, and we're gonna head to a water drinker and see if we can pick up the track from there. If not, get over somewhere by the water drinker and just keep picking the place apart. So you just gotta keep praying and putting out good vibes and keep believing that we're gonna find him and kill him if he's not already dead somewhere on. But we're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep going, keep trying things, exhaust our options, and that's what we're gonna do now is head up here in Glass. So
Tracking proved difficult in lava rock, as blood was hard to find and hoof depressions almost impossible to see. We tried checking all water sources, reviewed all stealth cams, only to come up empty. We climbed high to try and glass the floor below, but still, nothing.
OT thinks that he went back, cut his track again, right back here to rut and does. Who knows? I believe it. I absolutely believe it. We haven't found blood since where we left him yesterday. We followed that track out of here. We've cut that track right here. It's the same track where he's favoring that right side with those dew claws. And now, you know, we cut it again and we think that he went back to rut and does and can't find him. So maybe he's alive and well and doing good. I can believe that because the shot felt like low, but I don't know. Sure love to see him one more time.
This was the last day I was able to look for my buck. I wanted to get home and see my family and support my wife and welcome my new child. I feel like this buck had lost a lot of blood from pushing him that first day, and he'd be tucked away dead, maybe in some crack or crevice, or tucked away somewhere low trying to recover. Our plan was to cover as much ground as we could and check everywhere we thought he might go, marking places off on them, eliminating places that he could be. But he'd go 100 miles in each direction, so I was trying to find a needle in a haystack. At the end of the day, I can say I tried my hardest to find him, and even missed the birth of my child. My tag is notched as far as I'm concerned, and this will be one of the big bucks that got away. My first ever mule deer that I've lost.
Tried everything we could. Tried to find him, crossed everything we could do off the map, looked everywhere. You know, maybe he moved off and somewhere else. Maybe he died. Maybe he holed up. I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think I shot him in the body, so I think he'll live unless he gets infected, but I tried everything. I tried everything I could. I made mistakes, but I tried everything I could to recover him, and looked at 3 extra days, and I feel good about the fact that I tried everything. I feel bad, made mistakes that I know not to make, and I panicked, and kind of lost, I don't want to say I lost my head. Things happened quick. I wasn't ready. How she goes.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching my New Mexico archery deer hunt. A lot of things I'd like to talk about here before I get started into the giveaway. We're gonna be giving away a Matthews lift, some custom arrows, a stealth cam, and then also a Muley Freak Defender bow cover. Before I get started, not my best day bow hunting. That is the very first mule deer I've ever lost, first archery deer I've ever lost. I've never lost a rifle deer either. My mind wasn't in it, but I want to talk about the mistakes first. Biggest mistake I made was not being in the game mentally. I was getting updates from my wife and how pregnant she was and how close she was to giving birth. I thought I had an extra 2 weeks. Boy, was I wrong. Probably one of my biggest failures to date as a father was missing the birth of my 6th child, and that really tore me up. And so she hadn't given birth yet when I had hit that buck, but it felt like the text updates I was getting, it was coming. So that had my mind not really with it, and I think I rushed because I was trying to kill that buck to get home. Number 2, making the mistake that I thought I didn't have time. My number 1 cardinal rule, don't shoot unless you have a range. I broke my number 1 rule. I thought he had me pinned against those lava flows. I thought he could see me. I had an extra second to dial and range. I didn't. Then I had another opportunity to dial and range, and I didn't. I ended up nicking the buck the first shot. That last shot, I hit him low leg, I don't think I got any body. Then the next mistake I made, when he went up over the hill, I thought he was going to tip over, so I didn't shoot. I came to full draw. I'd ranged him. It was like 100, 110 if I recall. But I thought if I shot, I would spook him and make him run further. It looked like he was going to go down, so I elected not to shoot. And right as I elected not to shoot, he kind of scampered off. 3 big mistakes as an archery hunter. I don't know whether this buck lived or died. He could have lived. He could have died. I could have saw it going either way. But we didn't get the footage of him is when we met up with OT and we're on the road and we're glassing and I was talking about that wobbling thing. He literally looked like a newborn giraffe. Legs split, and he like started tilting to one side and then went to tilt the other side, thought he was going to go down. And then, you know, when an animal starts to die and its buddies or whoever they're traveling with spook off, these does spooked off because it looked like death was imminent. And he like snapped out of it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and ran after these does. The power of the rut and the drive that these animals have and testosterone during that time of year is unparalleled. Man, failure on both sides. Failure as a father, failure as a husband, failure as a bow hunter. I took a gamble thinking I had more time, and I didn't, and I missed the birth of my child. And then I made the mental error of not ranging the animal and thought I didn't have time, which if you think you don't have time, you shouldn't do it. So I own that one, and not proud of it. It still eats me up to this day. Editing this film took a long time for me because it was so painful. But I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you can forgive my mistakes and learn from my mistakes, as I will. But I want to offer you a giveaway. I'm giving away a Matthews lift, custom arrows from Adams Precision Archery, Defender bow cover / sling, and a stealth camera package. What you have to do is let me know if you've ever lost an animal. I want to hear about it in the comments. Give me details about it. Let me know what you thought of this buck. Did he live or did he die? And then always like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.